Hello, so this is a revision video for AP Chemistry 4.2, Net Ionic Equations. In a chemical reaction, atoms are rearranged into new substances. A balanced equation reflects this by showing the correct chemical formulas of all reactants and products and equal numbers of each atom on both sides of the equation. For example, when hydrogen reacts with chlorine to produce hydrogen chloride, we can represent this with a balanced chemical equation as H2 plus Cl2 goes to form 2 HCl. Each side has 2 hydrogen atoms and 2 chlorine atoms, meaning the total mass of reactants on the left is the same as the total mass of products. And as both reactants are neutral and have no overall charge, then the product's neutral and has no overall charge, there's no change in charge. Exam tip here, actually remember that balanced equations show molar ratios. So for the example given previously with hydrogen and chlorine, what this equation actually shows us is that 1 mole's worth of hydrogen reacts with 1 mole's worth of chlorine to produce 2 moles worth of HCl. In aqueous reactions, we can often write 3 different forms of the equation taking place. We have a molecular equation, which shows all substances as if they were molecules and weren't broken apart in the liquid. The complete ionic equation, which shows all ions dissociated from soluble ionic compounds, and the net ionic equation, which removes ions that don't actually change in the reaction. These are called spectator ions. For example, hydrochloric acid can react with sodium hydroxide solution to form sodium chloride and water. The full molecular equation for this would be HCl plus NaOH goes to form NaCl plus H₂O. The complete ionic equation would be H plus Cl minus plus Na plus OH minus goes to form Na plus Cl minus plus H₂O. Here we have shown how the substances actually exist in solution, dissociated into ions. The net ionic equation, however, would simply be H plus OH minus going to form H₂O. Because if you look carefully at the complete ionic equation, Cl minus and Na plus ions remain unchanged. They're both on the left and right side of the equation, meaning they are spectator ions and don't take part in the chemical reaction, leaving us with H plus OH minus goes to form H₂O. Exam tip here, if you're ever asked to write a net ionic equation, always start by writing the full molecular equation, then break all strong electrolytes or ionic compounds into ions and identify and cancel out the spectator ions. Check that the total number of atoms of each element are balanced along with charges, and you'll always get to the right net ionic equation. Don't skip steps. When writing balanced equations in chemistry, we always follow 2 conservation laws: conservation in mass and conservation of charge. Conservation of mass means the total number of atoms of each element is constant and doesn't change, and the conservation of charge means the total charge of all species before the reaction is the same as after the reaction. These 2 laws are universal and always apply, so make sure when you're writing equations both of these laws are followed.